Can I close the door?
Yeah, sure. Well, maybe some people will come in later. What do you think?
Never know.
I don't think
Can I sit here?
There's
Yeah, you
no
can sit there, Alan.
It's not
You can sit there, is that?
Yeah, I can sit here, yeah.
I have kind of a loud booming voice sometimes when I get excited about stuff. I'll try not to do that. But also I want the camera to pick up my voice too. All right, so it's on?
Yeah, it's on. If it goes out, if the screen goes out, it's still recording, right?
I'm not sure. So
Okay, I'll check.
all right, so I am a representative of the Canadian Association for Equality. I work on the board in my free time because these issues are important to me. They focus on men and boys because the belief or the opinion that that's where the frontier of gender equality is right now in 2016. So, and I agree with that, which is why I spend my time doing this. And I'm going to do a presentation today, a topic on parental alienation. It was a request from last time, and I love kids, so and I think fathers have a big impact on children, so this topic is important to me too. And, this topic was pretty tough actually for the research that I had to do because of the research papers and the academics that work on this. Come on in.
Hi.
You're welcome. Everybody's welcome. Come on in.
Late.
There's a chair. Yeah, anywhere.
Grab a
Just
spot.
started. Just started.
Welcome, come on in. So I'll get started. So yeah, I said that I'm a member of or a leader at CAFE, the Canadian Association for Equality, and we focus on men and boys. The mandate officially of CAFE is committed to achieving equality for all Canadians regardless of sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, family status, race, ethnicity, creed, age, or disability. And my name is Monique, and I was a feminist in university. And I've worked and traveled quite a bit. I'm 35 now, and I work in STEM. And my views have changed as I got more life experience past the academic degree kind of gender understanding, right? So that, because when you get out of school, then there's real life, things change, right? And I had the critical thinking skills from school, but and I started applying what I see in real life to and the skills that I learned in school, right? So. So after some life experience, I realized I don't agree with third wave feminism on the nature of gender inequality. And I want to be clear that my views may not represent CAFE, but part of equality is letting people be who they really are, and so they are quite supportive of letting me express myself, and so CAFE is a great place to volunteer for. Some other faces at CAFE in Calgary. We have them here today. We have Carol Hoover, lovely lady. She's delightful, and we work together on writing articles, and she's also generating a group of supportive psychologists that will focus on the issues of men and boys, because that's where the need is right now. And our executive is Dan. He's over there, sitting over there. Lovely gentleman as well.
Oh.
And yep, he's great, and he's running a peer support circle, and he's got some flyers today. So if this is more the educational advocacy side, this public sphere. But for men's issues, they seem to function better in a more private setting, like a peer support group, and women are not there. It's just the different dynamic when women are around men for some reason. It's just a little more awkward. So for that, for the psychological or for the peer support, that's a more private setting than this. Okay, so I'm going to talk about my research on fatherlessness, and if you'll bear with me, it's like I said, it's pretty academic. There's a lot of PhD writing on it, so it's quite grueling to get through. And I'll try to not make it so dry, because I thought there was some, and I want to go through it because there was some really interesting ideas that were being generated, even by an academic right here in Calgary. And since he's a Calgarian, I thought that I would feature him today as well. Some of the research I did was from the National Center of Fatherhood, which is an organization down in the States, and they do a lot of research on how fatherhood affects children, which is a pertinent issue. If it's affecting children and how they're growing up and their well-being, then we need to address that. It's going to affect civilization as we know it. Whatever the children are, like their well-being is going to affect them, and how fathers are relating to their children. And then there's a really good book that got recommended to me, Do Fathers Matter, by Paul Rayburn, and you can get it at the public library. It's a good book. This Telegraph article I got, Warren Farrell and the Boy Crisis. Warren Farrell was a feminist, He started expressing some of his concerns about men and boys, and he's kind of a pariah now in the feminist circles. But I'm glad he asserted himself, and he's an intellectual, and he's got some valid points, and I think I like the contrariness of him, and I think he's got some good ideas that we need to get aired
There's a
out.
guy sitting here already. So.
Barbara Kay, she's a volunteer at Cafe as well. And she is, she's concerned about men's issues, and she wrote a really great article on, oh dear, I forgot that I didn't have the internet hooked up. Okay, then there's Apple Meg. Okay, let's see if I can get the internet working. I should have, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I needed to do this before. Let's see, which one is it? Let's see, CPL staff or hotspot? This doesn't take too long. Sorry about the hang up. Okay.
Do you want me to ask out front for you?
I think it's open, hopefully. Oh, I need my library card. Maybe you should turn the recording off for just 1 second.
Okay.
I'm sorry I didn't get this organized before. I should have realized that this was going to come up. Okay.
Can we talk for a minute? Are we allowed to talk right now? You're still recording or what?
Yeah.
So stupid.
She said she wanted you to stop recording.